very cute. You're very cute. Oh God. This is fine. Hello, it is Wednesday and we're trying something new. We're going to try a bit more filming and a bit more filming of my face because I realised I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. So today we are going to be painting something for my brother. It's his birthday today actually, but I am seeing him and his partner at the weekend. He's taking a trip to York and York isn't too many miles away from me, so I'm gonna go give him a visit and give him his gift. This has just been in shot the whole time. So for Christmas, he and his partner got me some paints from Choose and Keeping, which is a shop I really like, and they are Japanese watercolors and they are in a retro 50s color set theme. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I do a painting for him using more or less just those colours? So I have actually tried already. In fact, I did a whole thing where I filmed this on Monday, like at the start of the week, and I'm excited, and then I did the painting and I didn't like it, but we'll get to that in a second. But I hadn't realised as I was filming that I had like the driest skin, and I usually get dry skin. It just decided to appear that day. And also I had so much sleep gunk in my eye. It's like, did you look in a mirror, which is right there, in the morning, Beth? Like, what is happening? So I did this and I didn't like it. It's fine. It's fine in that I think 2 years ago I'd have been so proud of this, but I know I can do better than this. I spent yesterday kind of looking at this and looking at what I want to improve, because you know, the healthiest way to look at this is to go, okay, what is a learning experience from this? And I really want to change how I did the clouds. I think I can do them way better. But the problem is with Japanese watercolors is that they work both like watercolor and gouache, but they don't work completely like either. So there is a bit of a learning curve to use them. Also, I wanted to make this lineless, so I did it originally with pencil line work and painted, and sort of hoped to kind of bring it back in with paint marks. The only problem is that this piece has a lot of perspective lines in it, and I was losing my perspective lines as I went over in paint, which then meant I was having to kind of guess some things, and it just made some lines look wobbly. This isn't finished because I kind of got to a point where I was like, look, this isn't it. Like, I'd make this bit darker and stuff, and I'd probably add a bit more detail, but I'm gonna do this again. What I do like about it is the shades I did on the building, and I like the colours I managed to get with the clouds. I'm also going to actually put line art in this time. It's been like this very weird thing for me that I've been wanting to move away from doing line art in my work, because I think I just saw somewhere ages ago some random person say that people having line art in their work is like a sign that they're a young artist and haven't really grown from needing guidelines. And I was like, oh no, I want to be taken seriously as an artist. I must stop doing line work. And that just isn't me. I am doing it again. I have done another sketch and I'm going to do the line art now. But first I'm going to grab some breakfast and get myself maybe a cup of tea, and maybe I'll do some sketchbook work later today. Who knows, we'll see. But I do kind of want to take today by the bullhorns, whatever the phrase is, because I took a mental health day off yesterday and I don't feel bad about it because I feel way better today because I did that rather than powering through it. But I want to be able to utilise this newfound optimism and energy I have. So let's get going. Okay, so I'm back. I went to get some breakfast and a package had arrived for me, and look at this. Look at this. I love this so much. This is a prop for a character I play called Caleb. He's a character I adore playing. I adore him. And my friend sent me this, like a link to this on Etsy, and was like, hey, this would be a really cool kit for your character. I'm like, it would. Add to cart. So I love this. I love this. Ah. It has some Latin on it. Libera nos amalo. Also, as I twisted to read that, my shoulder cracked, so that's fun. This has been a nice positive boost for the day. I'm going to take a picture and show my friends who play this game. And yeah, now get started on the painting. Okay, so we have my gear out, my references ready, A podcast locked and loaded. Let's go. So I've done the background of this now, or more, I've put in some base colours, and I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. Like, I'm way happier at this point than I was when I was doing it before. It is now about 4 o'clock, so I'm going to stop painting for the day because it's getting quite dark outside anyway. I have plenty of lights to work with. I try to do like some more admin things in the evening and also take breaks and, you know, actually spend some time doing what I want to do, and then carried on doing it anyway. I find that if I have the urge to do something, even if it's not technically work time, I'll try and capitalize on it anyway and kind of feed that energy I have. Often I'll end up just doing something else, like in my sketchbook, but today it felt alright to just carry on with the painting. My housemates were painting minis for a tournament they were doing, and it was really nice just hanging out in the kitchen, listening to some music and carrying on with the painting. Okay, is a new dawn, it's a new day, it's the same top because whatever, it doesn't smell, so I'm gonna wear it again. I have this to finish. So the obvious things left to do are like filling these windows, and I want to darken my values, so get some darker colours here and here. Then after that, it's deciding how I want to line it, because I have lost some of my guidelines, which is fine because that's kind of what I expected by doing the line art in a lighter colour. So what happened is that on this one, which didn't work, one thing I did really like is actually the kind of purpley line art. I think there's something about it that makes it look almost quite Polaroid or very vintage photography. And I do have that pen. I used a Sakura Jelly Roll gel pen. The only problem is it's in a size 10, and I've got some quite delicate line work going on here. So what I might do is refine some of my lines with the original pen I used. I also, one second. All right, they're in a box and I can't bother to get them out, but I have got from Scrawler Box last year, I have some coloured pens which have a fine liner tip, and I might actually be able to put in some coloured line art by using these. The other thing I need to think about is whether I want to shade with some pencil crayons or just add some definition with pencil crayons. I did it on the previous piece again. It works in some areas and it didn't work in others. I find shading with pencil crayon very useful to just add some texture and add a bit more definition where I've almost put too much paint down and then just kind of lifting and merging into each other and making muddy colours, just to kind of add in those tones that I want. But this paper is very textured and it really does kind of obviously show up. So that's something I'm considering, and that is today's main task. But yeah, time to get on with this. It is 3:30 and I'm done. Here it is. I think that is a marked improvement from how it was before. Obviously this one is actually finished, but just being able to put in those guidelines were such a huge help, and this is something I'm quite proud to give my brother for his birthday. And I'm really glad I was able to learn from a mistake, like rather than sulk about it, although I actually did sulk. Excuse me, hair. Did not give you permission. So the pens I used to line the edges were these. I used kind of like a dark one from each of these. This one, the dark one is more like a magenta brown. This one is a kind of bluish black, I think. Actually, that's the opposite way around. No, this one has the magenta one, this one has the bluish black. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about these now. They came with a scrawler box. I'm just going to carry on apparently. They came with a scrawler box, and I found that the brush tips have now started to fray a little bit, so I don't really use them to colour in too much anymore. But the fine liners, once I've got all the paint down, actually were able to give me a lot of control in terms of what effect I wanted. So I'm pretty proud of this. The next day was more chill, but here's some lasses I drew who were walking past my window and just looked great. How do I look? Good? Yeah, it's a little overstated, but I'm standing on the creakiest floorboard. A little overstated, but we're going to a quite fancy restaurant, so I thought I'd dress quite fancy. My brother and his partner have the added bonus of being able to go back to the hotel room and change, whereas I am just heading straight there. But when I take this jacket off, it's a little more casual. I don't know how long I'm going to stay looking like this because we have the front end of a storm coming and my hair will just go but it is nice to have an excuse to dress up a little bit, put some makeup on, and yeah. So I am going to be giving my brother his present tonight. I'm also giving him another print, another original, which is the original art he saw where he was like, oh, I should own some originals of your artwork so that when you're famous I can sell it for like £1 million and stuff. And that, I would say that comment always stuck with me. Like, that painting itself is not one I particularly share or I'm particularly fond of, so it just kind of is gathering dust with my paintings, and why not give it to someone who likes it and wants it. So yeah, I am off to York today and going to a very posh restaurant. It's one of my partner's favourite restaurants. I have been before, back when we briefly lived in York. Yeah, they are super jealous that I'm going. And I'm a little jealous because they're going to one of my favourite restaurants tonight, which is like, so this is like the difference in taste. Theirs is like a posh Michelin star restaurant. My favourite restaurant is a wood-fired pizza place. But they're going to that tonight and I'm really jealous. So I'm going to be taking lots of photos of the food and sending it to them and being like, this is what I've got. And yeah, I'm excited to take you around York. Let's get going. So after that very calming sign, I did get a train home. I didn't film most of the food I ate, but I did draw some of it in this sketchbook page about my trip to York. God, I look so tired in this footage. That'd be because I was. So I'm going to leave it there and hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.